everybody, and welcome to the newest indoor adventure in Taking Strahd Seriously, Part 22. It has been a little bit, a 2-week break since we've had our main cast of people, and I'm very excited to play. Today is September 24th, 2019, and you are loved. And I feel like that is something very important to tell everybody, because people should know that they are loved and that they are capable of loved. And of being loved. And we tell them this every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here at twitch.tv/indooradventures. And if you're interested in hearing that same message along with some extra gameplay, consider going to youtube.com/indooradventures to catch up on all of our VODs, or find us wherever audio casts can be found. So that is Podbean, Stitcher, Apple iTunes Podcast. I don't think iTunes actually exists anymore, but Apple Podcasts does. We got all sorts of places where you can find us, so just search for Indoor Adventures and don't click on the Indoor Air Conditioning Repair Podcast, because those chuckleheads have too many views for the little service that they provide. Click on us instead. Other things to remember... we have a Patreon set up at patreon.com/indooradventures, where you can gain access not only to our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other but also from the community at large. You also gain access to our Discord, which allows you to come and hang out with all of these wonderful people and directly at us and ask, why the fuck did you do this? I don't know, maybe there will be other questions that are posed, but half of the questions I receive are indoor what the fuck. So with that, we also have our merch store, which currently, if you go to bit.ly/adventure merch, will take you to our Streamlabs merch store. RJ is showing a prototype of a new mug that we have on our Teespring, which we will be shifting over only to Teespring rather than Streamlabs merch coming this October. So go to bit.ly/adventure merch to pick yourself up some limited edition gear. But otherwise, if you're interested in accessing Teespring early, you can go join our Discord, which again, the link is found below wherever you are watching, listening to this video. With that, that is it for my spiel. So, RJ, who are you playing tonight?
Hello everybody, I am RJ and I am playing Bartholomew, the human ranger werewolf blood hunter. It's not going to be a good time, my noodles are soggy.
Alright. That's gross.
I'm LBHackEmUp. This is Talos, and I'm playing Silme Malreska, the half-elf wizard.
And I am Kefris Bellevue, sibling to Silme Malreska. I am a mongrel folk barbarian, and tonight I am going to try really hard not to fucking die. And then, do we want Tyler to introduce himself now or later?
He can at least say hi, but we'll introduce ourselves to his character later.
Hi, I'm Tyler. I'm playing a surprise character.
Hello, and welcome. And I am his wife, DanaeKeener.com, and let's get things started with the recap. Last time, 2 simultaneous expeditions were mounted to recover the magical stones of the Wizard of Wine's winery. One to retrieve the Valiant Stone from Babalai Saga at the ruins of Berez, and one to retrieve the Sultana from the Druids at Yesterhill. Silme, Kefris, Bartholomew, and Leo, accompanied by 2 were-ravens, burned down the Gulthias tree at Yesterhill and found a number of magical weapons. Among them was the hilt of the Sunblade, a mighty artifact foretold to strike down Strahd. It was then that Leo betrayed the party, killing Maybell, calling Strahd to his side, and taking the Sunblade. As Leo attempted to make his exit, he was struck down in retaliation by the party. We're going to pick up right where we left off. Strahd, now astride her flying nightmare steed, raises her hand to the sky, and for the first time in hundreds of years, the clouds part, revealing a crescent moon. The moon, under Strahd's command, swells to full, and its light sears into Bartholomew's flesh. Bartholomew, a shock of pain rocks through your body, and you are forced to your knees as you feel your muscles bulging, your skin stretching, and your bones cracking into place as the components of your body are being rearranged to form something completely other. Meanwhile, Silme's magic missiles have found purchase in Leo's body. Strahd drops him from her mount, and he falls 90 feet to the ground with a metallic crunch. You see cogs and springs bounce out of his form and begin rolling down the hill. Kefris and Silme, as Speedy seems to be in the throes of lycanthropic transformation, what do you do?
I believe that the last thing that Speedy told us was we should be running. Oh, good. So Kefris is going to roll backwards and grab a hold of the blood spear that he had thrown at Leo, and then is just going to cry out, Danica! To the sky and see if we can possibly get some assistance from our were-ravens that were supposed to be accompanying us. Then I would like to be 10 feet in front of my sister, and I feel like wielding the blood spear, he's very much used to wielding his maul. But there's something very familiar that he doesn't quite understand and sort of assumes this more tactical position, like one hand out front, making a almost like stop position, but he has the blood spear down, tipped towards the ground. And is just positioning himself in a way so that way if Speedy tries to come at them, he gonna get a stab in.
All right.
Cool.
I think it would be a good idea to start rolling initiative at this point. As Speedy, you are not having a great time.
No.
This is a very painful experience. This is a very confusing experience.
Like most puberty.
Yeah, essentially. Go ahead and give me your initiatives, and then I will continue from there.
I'm really sad I rolled these good numbers now and not when it mattered. I got a 19 and a 20, so my initiative is 21. Because now that I'm level 7, I roll initiative at advantage.
Oh shit, really?
Does it seem like Speedy's like gonna change like next round, like this round, or
He's changed.
Essentially, when we at the start of his turn, he will be fully transformed.
Okay, can Silme do something before that? Since you gave Kefris a thing to do.
Okay. If it is a thing that is comparable to turning around, grabbing a weapon, and yelling someone's name.
No.
Okay, if it's something that requires an action, I'd say wait until your turn.
Okay. Sorry, I'm turning my dice.
18.
All right.
8.
Okay. So the were-ravens are kind of circling around the clearing, and you see Danica begin to turn to come down towards you when suddenly you hear the sound of rock breaking and just scattering across the earth. You look up and you see one of the cairns, one of the graves that are just like mounded mounds of rocks has burst open, and a wild-looking man comes out wearing furs, his face just streaked with mud. You hear that sound multiple times as these graves begin to bust open, and just dozens of these guys start jumping out of the graves and like just raising their hands in worship of Strahd, who is still just silhouetted by the moonlight. And they start making their way up the hill towards the structure. And you can hear drum beats sounding. And Danica will turn and drop down next to you, Kefris, and she says, "They're doing something. I don't know what's going on." And you see Adrian like just dive bomb one of the guys and start like initiate melee with one of them. And she says, "You handle this here," and she just points at Bartholomew, who is still like in the throes of transformation. He's like bulging and making uncomfortable noises, as you can like literally hear his bones cracking into place. She's like, "We're gonna go see what we can do about slowing that down," and she will take wing again. And start and at the top of the round, it is Kefris.
I am going to keep myself again within 10 feet of my sister, placing myself between her and Speedy, and I reach into I'll reach for my side, and there is the blight mask that I got from the individual who we had fought in the tree, and Kefris just puts it onto himself and then levels the spear towards Speedy. And I'm going to make a ready action where if he comes at myself or at my sister, I'm going to attack him.
All right. Conveniently enough, Speedy, it's your turn.
Tangle. Tangle's who we got it from.
Yeah. Well, Tangle didn't get to do nothing. So
as Speedy's transforming, he like slams two fists into the ground, and it's like this very there's a scream of pain, and then after that it's just popping, fur growing. He stands to his full height and then pitches his head to the moon and howls.
Absolutely. And that howl is actually answered by multiple other howls coming from the north. And then there is a moment of silence, and there is a single howl that comes from the east.
He'll level his head, staring at Kefris, and take a step forward, and there is a snap as he has stepped on his crossbow. And then he charges Kefris.
He didn't have any bolts anyways. Bring it, motherfucker.
All right.
Symbolism.
Kefris, go ahead and resolve your opportunity attack, or your held action.
Okay, cool. And Kefris would have raged during this point if he was not already. I'm pretty sure he was after,
Yeah.
you know,
Maybell right.
Maybell had gotten melted and we had attacked Leo a numerous of times. So yeah, I'm gonna do a stab. I'm gonna reckless, cause man, fuck it, why not? This is the time. Does a 15 hit werewolf, Speedy?
Yes, it does.
Sweet Mary, Mother of God. That's pretty cool. All right, so then that is Hapata Hapa, the Dog of Wisdom. So you are going to be taking 9 points of piercing damage, and then 4 points of radiant damage. And this is from a magical weapon. And then pull back and stab again.
Do you get both attacks on a held action, or is it just the one?
I'll allow it.
Okay.
I think that makes sense.
Pretty sure that how it's written, if you take
The
the attack
second-
action, you can
The
take
second
two attacks.
attack is a part of the first action.
Nice.
Okay, but I don't get that one anymore. And then 11 points of piercing damage on the second hit.
What did you hit?
As opposed to an opportunity attack. What was that?
It was 11,
Yeah.
11 piercing on the second hit.
What did you roll for that?
A D8, because I'm wielding a spear in two
No,
hands.
I mean that to hit the attack.
Oh,
what
to
did you
hit
get on your
a
D20?
21.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Sorry. Whoops.
Whoops. 9, you said? 11.
11 on the second hit.
Cool. Okay.
Your attacks against me have advantage.
I know they do.
Yay!
Why would you do this to player me?
Speedy, it's your turn.
Yeah, he gets up to Kefris and takes a claw and slashes. At advantage. Great. I hate everything about this so much.
A 9-year-old said I might die.
Yeah. Yeah, 15 points of slashing damage.
What did you
I
roll
crit.
to hit? Oh, okay. Sounds good.
Thankfully, it's halved.
By the way, Speedy, your equipment fell
Falls to the ground.
off.
Yeah, I figured. He will continue past Kefris, circling behind him, and then with his bonus action, slash at Silme.
I will use my attack of
Mobile.
opportunity. Shit! Fuck you.
Ruh-roh.
Does a 14 hit Silme?
Yeah.
Do you have a shield spell?
I do.
It adds 5, doesn't it?
It
It does.
does.
Do.
If you use shield, it would not hit.
Sure, I'll use shield.
This might be the first time that shield has ever worked for you.
I know, right? It's usually a 16 or above.
Bomb. I have a
Yeah.
question. Do you have mage armor?
Me?
Yeah, you.
No.
You
Okay.
should pick up mage armor.
Just good question. Or a good, like, I just, you know,
Don't worry about it.
don't worry
Um,
about me.
The claws bong off this magical shield, and then he will use the rest of his movement to distance himself from Silme and Kefris, but he's not disengaging.
Well, your mobile doesn't matter, right? If you disengage or not, like you can just keep running.
He, it just gives me an extra 10 feet. Oh, sorry, Kefris. It's the first round of combat.
Roll with advantage.
Yeah. 18?
18 hits.
11 extra points of slashing damage
Okay.
because
I'm still
Gloom.
good.
ambusher. Essentially, he's just gonna be harrying you guys until, Silme, hi. I'm
All right.
done.
Speedy, Silme. It is now your turn.
Okay. Silme. Oh gosh. Is going to shift around her brother, take out her silver dagger, and she is going to try to touch Speedy.
Oh, he's bolted away from you.
Oh, you ran away? How far?
The rest of his movement, so it would be what? For Speedy to get to Kefris would have been how far?
I'd say you were about 10 feet away. You
So
weren't very far.
So 20 feet? Or 20
No.
feet away?
30 feet. I have 40-foot movement.
Okay.
50
So
at
I
the
can
start
get
of
to him
combat.
this move?
Yes.
Okay, so Silme's gonna run up to him. She's going to place the dagger in her left hand, flat end, and put it on him. And she's going to say, Denier, give me strength, and try to cast Remove Curse.
All right. Now, does that require, does the text of the spell require any, sort of check from anyone?
No. It says at your touch, so I don't know if you want me to make a touch attack, because it's not really an attack move, I guess, but it does make sense if I'm trying to touch him.
Okay. What is your save DC?
Mine
Yeah.
is 17.
For spells. For spells?
I'm sorry, 14. I don't know why I said 17. There's no 17 on this page.
Sorry.
14.
14. Okay, that's terrifying.
17.
All right. Speedy. Or rather, I guess I'm can I talk to Justice now? Is Justice there?
Bartholomew.
Bark. Oh God. Justice.
Hey,
That mechanic that I circled and said was not available, that is an available mechanic at this point. At the beginning of your turn, we'll have a wisdom save.
Cool.
All right. So, top of the round, Kefris. Meanwhile, up on the hill, you can see that the druids have begun to circle around. You can see that there are men holding axes that are just harrying the were-ravens. There's a full-on fight going on up the hill.
Do the were-ravens look fine?
They're having a little trouble. But they have a very similar fighting style to Bartholomew, in which like they just kind of hit and run.
Okay.
So they're holding their own. As far as stopping whatever's going on up there, maybe not quite so much.
Did Speedy look like he took a regular-ish amount of damage, or did it look like the magical weapon was not working nearly as well?
The magical weapon is... You've fought werewolves before, and the magic seems to be like... I don't know, the blood spear requires attunement, doesn't it?
It requires attunement to use the abilities, but it is still inherently a magical weapon.
All right, then that's what I thought it was. So yes, it is working like a magical weapon do. You are not yet attuned to it yet.
Okay.
Though those abilities don't really matter until Bartholomew dies, so...
No, but it was more wondering if the stabbing that I have been doing on him actually means anything or not.
It does. It hurts him, for sure.
Okay. Because Kefris is going to rush up to Bart, because he has a 40-foot movement speed. And he basically, like, drops down onto, like, one hand on the ground, one with the spear up, and then just, like, runs forward, but mostly, like, also using one of his arms to kind of gain speed as he's running. Like, if he didn't have the spear in his hand, he would be running on all fours. And then twists the spear in his hand in a circular motion, and then pops it underneath his shoulder and just jabs it up to try and get Speedy under the ribs. And he is going to perform a reckless attack again. That is another 15.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. So that is going to be 7 points of piercing damage and 8 points of radiant.
Oof.
And then he is going to make a second attack. And that is a 22 to hit.
Nah, fam. Nah.
And that is going to be for a total of 13 points of piercing.
Nah, fam. Nah.
And Kefris, from behind this mask that he took from Tangle, just says, "Speedy, you're better than this!" And that's it.
Cool. What's that? What'd you get? 7?
20. I got a natural 20.
Okay.
Because I put the 5, I was like, wait, no, it's a 0. Hold on, I'm excited.
So a natural 20 is what you're saying?
Yes.
Wonderful. That's fantastic. Okay, Speedy, you have a moment of lucidity. Kefris's words have gotten to you. You for the moment, are fully aware of the fact that you have wolfed out. Your hands are claws. You've got hair going down, like, you've got hair in new places.
I'm standing a foot over Kefris.
Yeah. Like, some things have changed, and it seems that you've done some things that you're not proud of. What do you do at this point?
I have a full turn of doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Do I look at the hill and I see things?
Mm-hmm.
Speedy is going to look at the spear in him and just like, ow. I imagine like when he wolfs out, his eyes just glaze over into like predatory yellow, but they clear and you see the brown eyes behind them. He's going to take both of his hands and just pat the tops of Kefris and Silme's head. Bonus action, activate his blood right.
Mm-hmm.
And normally it's like a brown timber wolf, but it just goes stark white fur and electricity crackles around him. Run! And he'll run towards the people on the hill. And if he can attack one, he's going to attack one.
All right.
14.
14 will hit.
Cool. 7 points of slashing damage plus 2 points of lightning damage.
Okay.
So
you go sprinting past all of these graves that are just in rows that circle up this hill. And you find one guy who is just kind of making his way up the hill holding an axe, and your claws just slash him across the back, and he turns around and just kind of bares his teeth at you in rage and pain. It seems like this is hurting him. Like he doesn't have resistances or anything, but okay. This seems like a very tough person.
No, that's not okay. That's not fun at all.
He's got a lot of fight left in him, is what I'm trying to say. Silme.
So Strahd is still there, yes?
Yes. If you look up to try and find Strahd, you'll find that she is still just kind of sitting on the back of that nightmare 90 feet up in the air. And she has actually got her back to you. She's staring off into that enormous wall of fog.
The hilt is on her belt.
It is in her saddlebag.
In her saddlebag. Mm-hmm. Okay.
If it was on her belt, the last session with these characters would have gone a lot differently.
That's true. All right. Silme is going to Jesus. She's going to throw her hand up in the air and say a word, and I'm going to need Strahd to make a Constitution saving throw, please. And the horse.
This is a 90-foot range?
120.
Cool.
This
is the first time... Bucephaly is the Wonder Horse! First time I've rolled any dice during this session. Alright, so Bucephaly is the Wonder Horse did not fare so well. He got a 7, and Strahd got a 16.
Okay. Strahd makes it. The horse does not. Silme casts Sickening Radiance.
Damn.
Up at them.
What does this mean?
Yeah, so it's a greenish light spreads within 30-foot radius sphere centered on the point I choose, which is them. And the horse suffers 1 point of exhaustion and takes, oh shit, 28 damage. And
What kind of damage, sister?
radiant damage.
The horse dies. Strahd plummets 90 feet to the ground.
Well, it suffers 1 point of exhaustion, so I don't know how that works with flying creatures. Although it's a magic flying creature, so it's not like, but. So on the start of their turn, they're going to need to make another Constitution saving throw.
Interesting. So 1 point of exhaustion, rolls monkeys. That is just disadvantage on skill
Ability checks.
On ability checks.
checks.
Yeah.
Ability checks.
If they fail again, they get another level.
Interesting.
So Sickening Radiance is basically like nuclear fallout.
Yeah.
All right.
Chernobyl.
Does anything else happen to Strahd on a success?
No. Well, it doesn't. I found 2 rulings on it. One says they take half, but the text does not say they take half. It says when a creature moves into the spell area or starts their turn there, the creature must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or take 4d10 radiant damage.
So it has to be on her next turn when she starts there, if she has a turn.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Oh, she do. Is it, and like if on a success, she doesn't need to continue making these saves. It's just
No, they need to do it every time, I think.
If you're in the radius of the sickening.
Yeah. When you start your turn there, you must succeed on a Constitution saving throw.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So the checks that we just did would have happened at the beginning of their turn, or
Yes. When a creature moves into the spell area for the first time or on a turn. So no, they will make another one because they are in it now and when they start their turn, right?
usually when you drop down like an area spell like that's worded like this, the first time that they do one of these saves is at the beginning of
their turn. Okay.
And then they have a chance to leave. So we'll keep those rolls. We'll just say that's what happened on her turn.
Cool.
All right. So Silme, you have taken your turn. On Strahd's turn, she is going to move Bucephalus out of that little spot. And she's going to start moving. Why not?
Wait, was the Silme, was the target like near them, or were you targeting the horse itself kind of thing?
The horse itself. Them. So I don't know if it moves with them.
If you targeted the thing, it would move with them. That's why I was curious.
You know what? Send me the spell.
Yeah. This is a new spell to me.
It's a new spell to me too.
It's from Xanathar's Guide to Everything.
What do you know? Do we know things? Let's find
Don't you know? Don't you mean Zentarum?
Zentarum? Are those the eyeballs?
Centered on a point.
In range.
So you have to do it like on the ground and then.
Well, it can be up in the air as well.
Yeah.
It's essentially a square in the 3D.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she moves that radius.
Cool.
And as she does so, she's gonna kind of look down at you. She's got a bemused smirk on her face, and she's going to say, "Neat trick." And she'll point a finger down in your direction. How close are you to Kefris right now?
We were right next to each other because Speedy had the option to pat us both on the head.
Nice. All right.
Within patting distance.
Within patting distance. She will move her fingers in a very familiar way, and she casts the exact same spell on you.
Okay. Wait. I thought I took another spell, but I don't see it.
I thought you did too.
I thought I took. Maybe I don't have it prepared.
Why would you never have it prepared?
Well, because I just got it.
You had this one prepared. It's a new spell.
Hold on, let me check my spell book. Yeah, no, sure don't have it prepared. Plus, I only have 1/3 level left, and I used it. Okay.
I need both of you to make Constitution saving throws. Well, actually, on
Start
your
of their turn.
At the start of your turn. We just discussed this. Oh, excellent. All right. So yeah, she kind of throws this ball of sickly green light down at you. It just kind of floats down and then stops about 3 feet above the ground, and you can see it pulsing as it creates a 30-foot aura of badness.
I've played Zelda. I just need to hit it back at Strahd, right?
Amazing.
But your bow user doesn't have any light arrows. In fact, he's out of bolts.
Alrighty. So, Kefris, at the start of your turn, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Con saves are my specialty. So that is an 18.
An 18 just makes it.
Nice. I am going to look at my sister, and in a very Miyazaki wood spirit way, my head just sort of while I'm wearing this mask. And like, I imagine that where the eye slots are is just reflecting this greenish glow because I have like the weird predator dark vision look going on. And I will just and turn and just start running towards the hill. And once I get to the hill, I'm gonna start attacking some druids.
Alrighty. You can do that. The first druid
attack.
The first one that you would come up to is actually the one next to Speedy.
Okay. That is a 24 to hit.
Absolutely.
So that is going to be for 13 points of piercing and 7 points of radiant.
All right. This guy's looking a little bit rougher.
Sweet, second attack. All right, so that is going to be a 22 to hit.
All right. Yes. Of course.
11 points of piercing damage.
All right. Anything else for you?
No, that's it.
All right. This guy's definitely bloodied by now. And as you kind of lift him up off the ground with your spear, you can see that he has got like he seems to be wearing like a ceremonial like jewelry breastplate kind of thing, and it is carved out of a particular kind of tree, and this guy in particular has pine on him. Likewise, the other berserkers in this combat are wearing the same thing, but made out of different kinds of wood. So we are going to refer to them as pine, birch, oak, cedar, and ash. And then there are 5 druids who are performing the ritual at the top of the hill.
Oh, God. All of the Pokemon professors are here.
I was about to say, can I get a Pokemon?
Pine, birch, ash, elm?
Oak.
Oak?
Let's change Cedar's name to Elm, because I ran out of monosyllable tree names.
Elm.
Elm.
And who was the boy that I was stabbing? It was Pine?
It was pine.
Okay.
So pine, birch, oak, elm, and ash.
He's not going to catch them all this time.
I mean, he'll try.
Oh,
He's gonna catch these hands.
All right. That was it for my turn.
All right, speaking of which, it's the boys' turn.
16 plus 3, 19. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt them.
You are the first one to have attacked. There you are. There's the fetch.
Oh, they get... Okay, cool.
All right, so Pine is going to perform a reckless attack against Speedy. Uh-huh. 24 to hit.
Nah. Too high.
Uh-huh. 7 slashing damage.
Reduce down.
Yep. He does not have a magical weapon.
Thank God.
All right. And then Birch is going to come running down the hill with his battle axe, just screaming. And he's going to try and get Kefris. He too will reckless. 21.
Oh, that totally hits.
Yeah, this was a bad idea, Kef.
What do you mean?
Oh boy.
It's not like
6
we're
slashing
bloodied or
damage.
anything.
How much?
6.
6.
Oh. Well, that's fine. I could take at least 3 more attacks like that. And then I die, but...
I just heard my Discord whoop whoop at me. But it's not telling me who whooped at me. I'm confusion. All right, and then it is Speedy's turn.
Cool. 16 plus 3, 19 wisdom save.
Please do.
I did. I got a 19.
You did? Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah, you're good.
I'm going to attack the guy on the pole. New. This is new to me, too.
You're attacking Pine?
Yeah.
Okay, you get
20,
advantage.
Ooh, yeah.
Because they reckless.
21.
Yeah.
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 7 points of slashing damage plus 4 points of lightning damage.
Alrighty.
Is he not down yet?
He is not down, but he's starting to look pretty rough.
Bonus action attack. That sounds so thumpy. Like, I don't mean for it to be that.
It's spooky. We
Sorry.
just had this conversation in the general chat about whether or not people like the sound of dice.
80 plus 18.
18 definitely hits, of course.
9 points of slashing damage, 3 points of lightning damage.
Alrighty. You said 3 points of lightning damage?
Yes.
Alright. This guy is hanging on by a thread.
Jesus. All right. That's my turn.
Okay. So on their turns, Oak, Elm, and Ash are going to position themselves in such a way to protect the druids performing the ritual. Silme, it is your turn.
Nuke them from orbit.
If I survive,
Oh yeah, you gotta run.
I rolled a 9.
Cool.
You're at max health, right?
Nope.
Oh.
Alrighty. So
Please roll minimum damage.
you're going to take some damage.
I know how much damage this does, and this could not kill me, but it'll definitely put me down.
It's gonna hurt.
It's gonna hurt like fuck.
I'll give you that.
Look, Danae was rolling really hot last night. Maybe tonight's the night that it's all ones.
I mean, this
35.
is different dice. It's a different game, bud.
The DM doesn't know that. It's fine.
Don't tell the DM. 19.
Boy. Okay.
Get the
And
fuck
you
out of there.
suffer a level of exhaustion.
Yes. Silme, her whole body convulses a little bit as she retches up a little bit from this. She's going to use her movement to get out of this sphere.
Mm-hmm.
Is a healing potion, is that a bonus action or an action in this game?
I believe it's an action.
It's an
It is.
action.
Yeah, it is an action. I know. Indoor, do we do it as a bonus action?
No,
No?
we do it
Okay.
as an action. In the Critical Role
Yeah.
verse, there is actually a feat that allows you to use it as a bonus action, but we don't use those rules here.
That's fine.
Sorry,
All right, I'm gonna
Mercer.
take my. Sorry, I'm gonna take my potion. Oh, that's pretty good. 6. Ugh. Yeah. Ooh, 150. Sweet. No.
You die from positive energy overdose.
Yeah, right.
That's a Knights in the Courtyard thing.
Is there something that I can get behind?
Yeah, there's like tons and
Tons of broken huts.
Steven just pointed at himself. There are tons and tons of graves just dotting this entire hill. So yeah, you could hide behind a mound of rocks, a cairn, if you will.
Okay.
And just for reference, Speedy dropped his stuff and he has potions in his bag.
There are potions in his bag. One potion in particular that he just cannot get rid of.
I don't want it. Yeah, that'll be my turn. I'll kind of just post myself behind that.
Excellent. I'll say that Speedy's stuff is right there at your feet. So the druids will continue to perform the ritual. And Strahd is just kind of like flying in circles above the hill, just sort of watching the proceedings go down. And she just seems to be observing with some interest.
Oh, is there a raven near me?
A raven near you?
Is there one of the raven people near me that I can call to?
Sure. What do you want to say?
I'll tell her that the item that we need is in the saddlebag of Strahd's mount.
They'll look up at Strahd and then just get tackled by a random berserker.
Oh. Sorry.
Okay. At the top of the round, it's Kefris.
I'm gonna stab. I'm going to switch from the spear to my maul, because I don't need to worry about doing the stabbies, and this seems like a smash kind of situation. So the duder pine that has been fuxing with me, I am going to try and swing it back at him because he reckless attacked, so I do not need to reckless attack.
All right. As you put that spear away, you get a distinct emotional like vibe from it, and it is disappointment. As it is being put away.
If there is any kind of response as the spear is getting put away, he's not going to switch to his maul. Like, if there's any kind of feedback to it, he's going to, like, think about it and then bring the spear back down, and he's just going to keep using it. Like, mostly because right now, this is Monster Kefris. Like, he has the mask on. He is not himself. He is just trying to survive. Barovia is not a kind place. The people need a symbol. And right now, the symbol is wearing a mask.
Excellent.
15.
Sorry, you said 15?
Yeah.
That hits.
Okay.
I just watched Tyler and Justice both shake their heads. Okay.
Okay. So that is 11 points of piercing damage and 5 points of radiant.
All right. And you were stabbing Pine, right?
Yeah, I was stabbing Pine.
So, you have a moment when as you're trying to put away the spear, and you feel it just kind of like express like that it doesn't want to stop fighting, and you respond to that by putting it through Pine's frickin' skull, and as you do so, you immediately attune to the spear, and you can now participate in all of its fun bits.
Oh, Dios mio, that's exactly what I needed to happen. Okay, so I gain 2d6 temporary hit points when I murderize somebody. That's almost max. That's 11 temporary hit points.
Amazing. All right. So,
oh Lord, he is coming.
As the spear pierces this guy, you see its blood, or the blood welling from his wound, literally gets soaked up by the spear and just kind of roil up into the wood, and you can feel his life energy be absorbed.
And then looking over, so the one that attacked Speedy, because there was pine, ash, and birch.
You've got Pine and Birch next to you right now.
Okay. No, pine was the one we killed.
Yes, Pine is dead.
Okay.
Long live Pine. Birch is the one that's left next to you. Oak, Elm, and Ash are up protecting the druids.
So did Birch use a reckless attack?
Yes.
Okay. Then Kefris is going to spin the spear above his head, bring it down, and then just try and shove it through Birch as well. And as he does, again, his head sort of like cocks to the side and rattles a little bit as he does. Let's go! That is a 22 to hit.
Excellent.
And then that is 12 points of piercing damage.
Alrighty. He's looking a-okay. This guy's fresh from the fight.
That's totally fine.
Speedy, it is you.
The only sounds Kefris is making next to you, Speedy, is just...
I didn't save.
Cool. You will attack someone random next to you. I'm going to roll a d6. If it's 1 through 3, it's Kefris. If it's 4 through 6, it's going to be Birch. All right, that's a 1.
Mm, 18.
That hits.
That's okay. 5 points of slashing damage, 3 points of lightning.
If you have multi-attack, you're allowed to attack different.
I was going to use my bonus action.
Yeah.
So I get to another attack?
Mm-hmm.
Or, yeah.
You can attack the other guy with your bonus, is what I'm saying.
Cool. It's gonna be 16.
Yes.
Did he reckless?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll take the 16.
Oh.
9 points of slashing damage, 2 points of lightning damage.
All right. Anything else for you?
Would me attacking the other guy would the moment of clarity come through on my next turn? Because
essentially, each time you wind up attacking, it's because your mind gets clouded for a brief moment and you just lash out at whatever is near you. The clarity is almost immediate afterwards.
he's gonna look at his hand where he hit Kefris, look up at Kefris, and he's gonna bolt for the woods.
All right, Kefris, you can get an opportunity attack if you want. And Birch is definitely going to take his. All right, that's an 18 on the die.
That's a hit.
Yeah. So he is going to roll 12 slashing damage.
Thank God for resistances. Cool.
Kefris won't.
Okay.
He
All right.
he honestly doesn't care at this point if Speedy is running away.
Okay. Oak, Elm, and Ash stand their ground. Silme, it is your turn.
So the druids are behind these gentlemen.
Yes.
They have a front
Yes.
that they are holding.
Let me describe this for
Sure.
you. There is a stone wall that has two entrances on either side of it. And they are currently all standing at the entrance that is closest to you guys. Meanwhile, there is the were-ravens are nebulously fighting other guys out there.
Mm-hmm.
And you could participate in that if you want, but I'm considering this a separate encounter.
Yeah. The druids are performing a ritual, correct?
Correct.
And I can't get to them unless I go over this wall or go through these woodly people.
You could go through the other entrance.
How long would that take?
I'd say like basically take one round running and then like get there by the next round.
Be able to do something in the next round?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Speedy's things are also next to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick up Speedy's things and pop them over my shoulder as my first thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to... Can I see the druids?
Yes. Here's what I'll say is that you go running up the hill. You're basically just kind of running through graves, and there are people fighting around you as you do so. You sprint up the hill, you get to the other opening where that is not being guarded.
Yeah.
And you see 5 druids standing in a circle, just kind of with their hands raised to a large, about, I'm going to say 20-foot high statue of what appears to be Strahd.
Solid.
It's kind of like crudely put together out of different kinds of wood and such, and even some blights have like crawled up and just basically made themselves a part of the edifice. And you can also see that there is a bright yellow light coming from this quote-unquote Strahd's chest. And there seem to be doing something regarding that.
Solid. At the end of Silme's turn, before her next turn, when she actually does something, she's gonna shout out to the druids, "Hey, fuckheads! That's a terrible thing to make your statue out of." And she's gonna pull out a red dragon scale.
Amazing. Wonderful. Okay. So, Silme, that is your turn. The druids are all just gonna kind of look at you, and then they will turn and shout at the guys on the other side of the who are guarding the wrong door. And there's like a kind of a slapstick moment as they're all just kind of like very animatedly arguing. And yeah, that is their turn. Amazing. All right. Ephraim, you are at the top of the round.
Oh, fuck me. Okay, that's fine. There's Birch and Ash. I hit Birch, correct?
You hit Birch. Ash is still up at the door. The only person who's in front of you is Birch. Oak, Elm, and Ash are all guarding the door.
I'm gonna stab the shit out of him. And the thing that Kefris says through his mask at this point towards this figure is, "You could have been so much better." And then he's going to try and stab out again. He's going to reckless attack.
Okay.
Would he have still had an advantage from, because it hasn't been his turn?
No, he didn't reckless attack. Or
The other dude.
I think we might have accidentally skipped Birch. He would have recklessed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if he reckless, then I wouldn't have. That's a 12 to hit. I'm assuming it doesn't.
Yeah, it misses.
Okay, I'm gonna strike out at him again. A 23, I'm assuming does hit.
Yes, of course.
Okay, wow. Min damage. So that is 6 points of piercing damage and 5 points of radiant damage.
All right. He is bloodied.
And I'm assuming there are points where, as Kefris is stabbing in, like the blood is getting on the spear, and some of it is like splattering onto the blight mask that he's wearing.
Yeah. That makes sense.
He's doing his heckin' best, and then he's going to try and rotate around him so that way he's closer to the door than Birch is. And that's it for Kefris. And also, just for the sake of this being an exceedingly long combat, we are in round 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Got it. Because
Actually, I have round 4 written down, but
Okay.
it's entirely possible that I have missed one.
because I believe this is this 4 or is this 5? Is this
This is now 5.
Okay, this is the top of round 5 because I can
Yes.
only rage for 10 rounds. So I am halfway through my rage, and again, just so you don't forget, DM, the longer that Kefris maintains rage, the more monstrous he becomes.
Of course.
And that's it.
Yeah, trust me, I'm tracking rounds.
Sweet. Why would you need to do that?
Why would I need to do that? All right, Birch is going to attack you. Yeah, you didn't reckless this time.
No, not
Okay.
if he did.
Eli, 12 doesn't hit.
No, it does not.
Oh, shit, he would have reckless, though. He would have reckless, and 11 doesn't hit either.
No,
All right, never
does
mind.
not.
Never mind. No, don't worry about
Shit
him.
on Birch.
Speedy, you are running off into the woods.
Your moves are paper thin, just like your bark.
Speedy's running off.
Disengaging.
Speedy is running off into the woods. As you do so, Speedy, you roll me a perception check with advantage because it has to do with smell.
Ooh. And my perception is pretty good. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Dirty
All right.
20.
You catch a very distinct smell of, like, you're kind of experiencing the woods for the first time in this state, and you like catch a lot of different smells. You can basically smell the fight going on behind you. You can smell wolves that have congregated around here, but most of all, you can smell something strong, very close to you, and you don't recognize it.
Speedy's running super fast. He turns his head and probably like crashes into a tree.
Yep.
Scrambles up. Turns his head into the direction of where the scent is coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Does he see anything, or is it like, how far is it? Can I judge? Is
No.
it faint? Is it?
Not right now. You're a very, very young werewolf.
I'm a very young werewolf on 19 HP.
And no training, so you have various stimulus. You don't exactly know what it's about. What are you rolling?
Why you gotta be bad now? He runs towards the scent.
Okay, interesting. Excellent. Wonderful. Oak, Elm, and Ash are going to turn around, see Silme there, and just kind of argue amongst themselves. And one of them will just kind of beat on his chest, and Ash will come running towards you, Silme. He will not get to you until his next turn. And Silme, it is your turn.
All right, Silme is going to. How far away is she from this statue?
Tell me, what's the range of Scorcher?
Well, I can throw it up to 30 feet, and then it's 30 feet in front of that.
Oh, you mean you can like originate it 30
Yeah.
feet from you? Wow,
Yeah.
that's freaking cool. Okay. I'll say like 45 feet. The
Cool.
statue is.
So Silme's going to take the red dragon scale and like frisbee it, and she's gonna say, "Incendio!" And I'm watching a lot of Harry Potter recently, and everyone in there needs to make a dex save.
All right. And what is the? It's a cone, right?
It is a cone.
How much?
Wait.
How big? How
A
big?
line.
cone? Okay.
5 feet wide.
5 feet wide. All right. I'm gonna say that you can get Ash and 3 druids in this,
And the statue?
and the statue.
Cool.
The statue automatically fails. It's a statue.
Yes. Yes.
That we know of.
All right. Ash fails. 2 druids fail, and 1 druid succeeds.
They take 19 damage, fire damage.
All right. That's great. Great. 19 fire damage
Mm-hmm.
for the folks that failed. And
Yes.
then it's half for the others.
Yep.
1,
It's agonizers.
It's an agonizing
Yeah.
attack.
That's it, yeah. And then she is going to run back around to the front. Or towards the front.
All right.
Preferably on the other side from Strahd.
Amazing. All right, so that fucking thing's on fire and nobody's happy about that. Wonderful. Okay. So the druids on their turn are gonna freak the fuck out. Does that set them on fire or
Let
It
me double
sets-
check the wording.
objects on fire? Certainly.
Yes. It doesn't say specifically that it like if they're wearing leathers it's not going to burst into flame, but if they're wearing like cottons we'll have to pat it out.
Okay.
It's like if a flame whooshes by you as opposed to you are standing in a fire.
So 4 of the druids are going to continue the ritual while one of them runs up to the statue and casts Gust.
On a flame?
Yeah, to put it out.
That's not how fire works. That's the opposite of what you want to do to fire.
I throw oil on it to quench the flame.
Can I give these guys the... Oh.
Here's some 150 Bacardi.
Control
Gust is the cantrip, isn't it?
Yes.
All right. Turns out I didn't give these guys the fire putty outy spell that's like the big wind. So great.
Please cast Gust on it. Oh, it's like one of those panto things where they're like blowing on it and it blows up more.
All right. I can work with this. The druids are going to... Oh, shit.
Do they have control water?
No, they do not. I'm just listen. I dug my grave. I'm gonna lay in it. They do not put out the flame, and instead start arguing amongst themselves. Trying to pat themselves out and kind of freaking out about the fact that like shit, nobody thought about what to do about the fire. And you see Strahd up on her horse just kind of roll her eyes. All right. So there's a lot of animated movements happening in the corner of my eye. Kefris, it's your turn. Birch is still alive in front of you.
Not for very long. I'm gonna try and stab him. He used Reckless on me?
Yes, he did.
Oh, thank God. Makes my job so much easier. That is a 20 to hit.
20 to hit will absolutely hit.
Alright, so they are going to take 12 points of piercing damage and 5 points of radiant.
All right.
And then second attack. Okay, so that's that's a modified 20 to hit as well.
Where's my dice?
And then
will absolutely hit.
11 points of piercing damage after that.
Alrighty. He loves that. All right, Birch goes down.
All right, sweet. So here is a question that I have always been curious about. The Blood Spear says that you gain 2d6 temporary HP whenever you murderize somebody. Is that in addition to, or is the 11 that I've already gained the cap?
I feel like it's pretty clear that like it's whenever you murderize somebody. It is limited to how many people you can murder.
Okay.
I'm like, is it temporary hit points?
It is temp HP. That is why I had the question, because normally it only stacks however many times. Like you reach a cap.
Temp
and then
HP
you
never
What's the
stacks.
spell
You
we
get
can,
the-
or what's the spear called?
The spear is Blood Spear.
Now, see, Kavan's blood spear is different. And it doesn't say so in the like back of the book, which is confusing. It says so like in the actual adventure part, because it has to do with Kavan's chosen one, etc., etc. It's a normal blood spear, but with extra special stuff.
Oh, he thinks I'm a chosen one. That's so nice.
So you've been chosen by the guy. Gains a +2 to attack and damage rolls made with it. With this magic weapon. So. Okay. I'm gonna go with what.
Wait. Before you go ahead and say something, I'm on the Curse of Strahd Reddit and checking. So with the rules of temp HP, let me see. I don't think it stacks.
I was basically gonna say that.
Yeah, they don't. Okay, I just wanted to make sure you weren't gonna be like, yes, they do, and I'm like, but
no, that's what I was.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool, because
that makes sense to me.
The original temp HP that I got was almost max anyways. I am totally fine with only going up to the 11 that I initially got. I rolled a 9, so I will go to the 11 that I was at because I was at 6.
Okay, cool.
Also, I get an additional +2 with this thing?
Yes.
Hot fucking damn! I have not been rolling
magic
that.
weapon.
I probably should have told you about that.
Yeah, I haven't. I've been rolling it as a +6.
You don't get it until you're the chosen one.
Until I've attuned to it, which I did by stabbing a dude through the face?
Yeah!
Alright, sweet.
You did it!
I did it! I stabbed the man in the face! Is that +2 to hit and to damage, or just to hit?
It's to hit and damage.
Huh.
Normally a blood spear is not a +2 weapon.
Okay.
Kazan's is.
Well, add an additional 2 to whatever, or I guess a total of 4 to whatever Birch has taken.
He's dead.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, he's dead anyways. Doesn't matter. Okay. Anyways. I move on to Ash.
Okay. You go running up the hill to take care of Ash. Still, you haven't taken your second attack, right?
No. I would not have.
Ash is going after me, right?
Ash goes before you.
No, I'm sorry. He is
Okay.
chasing after me.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
I didn't take it because I
that's
rolled
right.
my radiant damage in the first hit, so I'm going to rush up and then also just...
Do you want to attack the druids are between you and him?
Oh.
Yeah, he
the
went
druids
through the
are-
camp.
Okay.
Oh, the druids are between... My mage
So I
slayer
need
is
to- I
tingling.
need to explain this better. Okay. There is a circle of stones, right?
Okay.
That makes a wall.
Got it.
There are 2 entrances.
Okay.
One's on the left, and there are 2 berserkers standing at that entrance.
Okay.
The other one is on the right.
Okay.
And Silme is running away from that with Ash pursuing her from that entrance.
Okay. Then I would go to the right and protect my sister.
Okay.
I'm a stab. Did he use a reckless?
The druids are within the circle.
Yes.
And
But I
there's
can't
smoke
get to.
pouring.
But I cannot like. I guess I could because I have climbs.
You could climb it, but last time, I know it's been 2 weeks, the Wereraven said it's a bad idea to go over.
Yeah. No, I am just
'Cause
going to
kaplow.
go because kaplow. I am going to go and try and kaplow Ash with my stabby bit.
Oh boy.
And I like to feel like it's one of those things like Kefris gets on like one hand on the ground as well, but there is just that anime like just it shows him disappear and then he just reappears in front of Ash and just stabs out with his spear. Oh boy, that's a 21 to hit.
Yes.
This attack
Obviously.
is going to be so much better now that it's at a plus or fucking ridiculous. Okay, beautiful. So that is 8 plus. That's a total of 15 of just piercing.
Oh boy.
That's my max of just
Okay.
piercing.
15 on Ash.
Fool on you. That was Tyler's character.
He is bloodied. So you just come you come sprinting from the side as Ash is chasing your sister who's like hiked her skirts to run down the hill. You just come from the side just like, ah! All right.
Can I again have a like if he's chasing after my sister and he did use a reckless attack to try and hit her?
He did not.
Oh, okay.
He
So
hasn't
Kefris
had
would
a
have
chance to
used
attack
so
yet.
Kefris would have used his reckless attack, which was basically appear in front of this dude, but with the spear at gut height and just have the dude running full steam and just thrust forward until eventually they are just face to face and Kefris looks at him and just
creepy. And like he
Tilts
looks
his
at
head to
you
the side.
and looks down at that spear, and he has like a weird sense of recognition. Yeah,
That's
this
it.
guy looks scared.
Fucking should be.
Okay.
I'm
Speedy.
invincible.
Speedy, on your turn. You're busy running through the woods. And you get a new scent, but this one is actually familiar. Roll me a history check.
Oh. You're dumb though, right? Yeah, 13.
13? Okay. You're racking your brain trying to remember where you have smelled this before. And it's actually very interesting. Even for humans, like memory is very well tied to smell. And you remember this smell from back in Castle Ravenloft. And you have a very distinct feeling that now this smell is actually fainter than the stronger smell you smelled before, but you have a very distinct feeling that whoever belongs to that fainter smell doesn't like you.
Stronger smell. Here we go.
Okay. Oak, Elm, and Ash. Okay, Ash is busy dealing with Kefris. Oak and Elm on their turns are going to be doing something behind that wall you can't see. And Ash is going to attack you, Kefris, because you're a very spooky, scary guy with a mask and this weird spear that he seems to recognize and know what that is. And he's going to attack you recklessly. 15?
15 just hits.
Alrighty, he is going to do the attack. Oh, max damage. 15.
Fucking punk. Because you want to know what that means? I still have more HP than when I started this encounter.
Amazing.
Ah!
That's really funny. Okay. Silme, it is your turn. Kefris has engaged with that guy that was chasing you.
Solid. Silme's gonna keep running around the circle. Is there you said there's two berserkers in the front?
They disappeared back into the wall.
Cool. Silme's gonna like slide to a halt in the opening of the front one. She's gonna pull out another red dragonborn or red dragon scale, and she's gonna say, "Oi, try some wind." And then she's gonna flick it past and cast Agnazar's Scorcher again on it. So they all need to, or whoever's caught in it needs to make another dex save, please.
Okay. I'm gonna say Oak and Elm catch this along with 2 druids. All right, well, Oak got a natural 1, and the druids. This is a dex save.
Yes, ma'am.
Does a 14 make it?
A 14 makes it.
All right, so 1 druid fails and Oak fails.
And the statue fails.
Please roll
they
some
take
damage.
16 damage. 16 fire damage, please.
Alrighty. Fucking Silme.
And then she's gonna book it back towards her brother. Just slide to a halt, say her one-liner, flick it out, and then book it back the other way.
You are a very worried Ryan Reynolds right now.
All right, one of the druids has perished in the flames. And it was Oak that took that damage. All right, cool.
Do they need to make concentrations on this ritual?
As long as one of them is still performing the ritual, they're good.
Don't tell me that. Now I know.
I know. Okay. Interesting. Strahd is just kind of watching all of this with a little bit more interest, actually. She's watching Silme run around and like cast fire here and there. And if Silme were to look up and see Strahd right now, she seems pretty amused. And she actually sarcastically starts clapping. All right. That is the end of round 6. Kefris, top of the round.
I'm just gonna stab. It is like the twirl spear above head and then grab it while the spear point is facing down, and I'm going to try and stab between collarbone and neck, right in that soft meaty bit, with a reckless attack. That was a 18. Now that I know my weapon is a +2 weapon. Whew! Alright, so that is 13 points of piercing damage and 5 points of radiant.
All right. He is looking pretty rough, but
Sweet.
he's still up.
Second attack. That is a 23 to hit.
Okay, yeah, obviously.
A total of 10 piercing damage.
Okay. Amazing. Barely hanging on.
Okay, that's it. That's all I can do. And because I can't do a... Could I do like an unarmed strike as a bonus action? Like just punch him? If not, that's okay. Okay. That's it.
I see why you would want to.
Like pop him with the butt end of the spear, but that's something a Kensai monk can do. So I did not take Kensai monk.
That there is also a feat. So with polearm sentinel.
If I next
Master.
level. This spear and I are going places.
Oh, good friends with this little spear, aren't we?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Tyler. You've been waiting so patiently.
Yes.
Can you do me a favor and just roll initiative?
I rolled initiative at the beginning. I got a 16.
Did you?
Yes.
That's fun. That's actually very convenient. Because that puts you in right under Speedy. So,
Nothing.
are you trying to approach stealthily at this moment?
Yes.
All right, roll me a stealth check.
I'm supposed to be good at those. 19.
Does that beat your passive, Speedy?
It does by 3.
Okay. So, Speedy,
Yeah,
you're trying to track down this scent. As far as you're concerned, you should be right on top of him, and you're not.
It's that moment he's standing in a clearing.
Turning in circles, trying to tell where it's coming from. Flint, what do you do?
I can see him, right?
Yes, of course.
I'm going to move in such a way that like he can see me moving and kind of trying to lead him off into the woods.
All right.
Don't follow strange men into the woods.
You do not see a man, actually.
Oh.
You see a tawny brown werewolf come out of the bushes and lock eyes with you. And like it's God, it's a Balto moment, is what it is. He comes out of the woods, locks eyes with you, and then like very clearly moves in such a way that you're supposed to follow him.
No George Michael saxophones?
Mentally.
I'm gonna drop my blood curse and follow.
Cool. All right. We'll get back to you guys later. Oak and Elm are doing something on their turn. And Ash is going to try and defend himself recklessly. Oh God! Natural 20.
Oh god.
Mm-hmm. Slashing damage on Kefris.
Still up.
Taunting them only works as Gwen.
Look, I learned it from the best barbarian I know.
They don't understand what you're saying.
Do they not speak common? Do they not speak Dalish?
Dalish?
Yeah, we're from the Dalelands.
Is that an actual language?
Sure.
I know Netherese is a
It
language.
is if you believe.
Okay. So Silme, it is your turn.
RJ, that was so amazing what you just posted. Silme is going to can she get to the other door and cast a spell?
I mean, I it's kind of a 2-round thing.
Yeah.
Around.
So she's gonna slide to a halt when she sees that her brother is got things handled. Run back to the door that she was just at, and she's gonna cast magic missile at the druids.
Okay.
3, correct? Each dot. I need to read things from start to finish. So how many druids are there?
There are 4 left.
Oh, sweet. So 3 of them are taking magic missiles. One of them is 5, one of them is 4, one of them is 2.
All right, another druid goes down.
Solid. Is there someone running towards her?
I mean, maybe on their turn.
Okay. So she'll stand there after casting magic missile and like, all right, I can't really go anywhere, so this is where I'm gonna be.
Okay. You see that the berserkers are working on putting out the fires by hand. Like they've got blankets out and they're like patting it down. And then they turn around and they're like, oh God, you're back. Amazing. Okay, druids in their turn are going to continue the ritual. All right. Ephraim, top of the round.
He is breathing so heavily right now. He has been at death's door for 5, 7, 8 rounds now, and he is going. Did the one who attacked him was reckless, correct?
Yes.
Kefris is going to just yell out to the sky and spike down with the spear and see if he can get it on like the nape of the neck for the barbarian that's attacking him, and just try and run it down his spine.
Ugh. Ow.
That's a 19 to hit.
Yes, of course that hits.
All right, so that is 9 points of piercing damage and 7 points of radiant.
Okay. How do you kill this fool?
I do just exactly what I said, which is I bring the spear up, and as I bring it down, the spear digs in right where the muscly part of the shoulder is, and it is basically piercing through each individual rib as it goes down along the side. And Kefris just looks at this fool as he's having his death throes and just fucking headbutts him off of the spear as he pulls it back.
All right, go ahead and get your temporary hit points for that.
That was only 3!
I mean, if you still have more temporary hit points and would prefer not to like reset them.
No, they were all out.
They're gone. Oh
They
yeah,
were
that's right.
all
Because
gone.
somebody freaking nat 20'd you. All right, cool.
And then Kefir still has his second attack and 40 feet of movement. Does he see a druid looking incredibly injured?
Well, they are behind the wall. It's kind of a 2-round operation to get to them.
With 40 feet, it's 2 rounds?
Oh, with 40 feet. Okay. You would at least be able to get a ranged attack on one of them.
He's going to use a
Big.
A what?
I swear to Christ.
Oh, he is going to rush up. I realized you were talking to Kriegers and not me. He is going to rush up to the other to one of the injured looking ones and reckless attack, and he is going to throw the blood spear at it.
Okay.
So I hope this works. A modified 20.
Yes, absolutely. You're attacking one of the druids here?
Yes.
Okay.
And then that is a 12 points of piercing.
Okay. Another druid goes down.
Sweet. Okay, I have a second chance at rolling some temp HP.
You threw the blood spear at him.
Yes.
Oh god. Okay.
Yeah, I gain 8 points of temp HP total, which is good.
That's terrifying.
And then just like, I imagine there is just steam coming off of Kefris as his shoulders are just seizing up and down. He's breathing heavy and just looking in. Just... That's it.
Silme, it is pretty clear that Kefris is pretty hurt at this point.
Oh, good. He's not just gonna take a potion, is he? Well, she's gonna move into this area. Are there still druids up?
Well, sorry. There's some turns before you.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Well, Ash fucking died. There are 2 berserkers. Seems reasonable for one on each of you. Oak is gonna turn around, and you're still. Each of you are standing in either doorway at this point, right? Okay.
If that
Yeah.
had been the way for Kefris to attack a druid, then yeah.
All right. So Oak and Elm are just kind of gonna look at each other and sort of nod, and then they're gonna split off. And one's gonna go for Kefris, and one's gonna go for Silme. Kefris, did you reckless?
I had to, yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna say Oak is going for Silme and Elm is going for Kefris. I'm going to resolve Silme first. Actually, so does an 11 hit?
Yes. But I can shield.
That you can. Do you?
I do. Yes, sorry.
Okay. So yeah, he comes running at you and kind of jumps as he does so, and his axe just bounces off of you. He actually didn't reckless.
Solid.
Oh, wow. Okay, this one's for Kefris. And he recklessed as well. It was a natural 20 and a natural 1. That was fun.
That's okay.
Oh boy. Okay. 24 slashing damage. How you doing there, buddy? At 1? Interesting. Cool. Cool. Silme, it's your turn.
Good. I got this mofo in front of me.
Yeah, he is in melee with you.
Solid. I am going to So shield it drops at the beginning of my turn.
Well, I'm pretty sure it goes down at the end of your next turn. I'm pretty sure that's what it says, or it's up for a round.
Is that true?
Hey, Justice, you want to be
no,
a
no,
wolf
no,
monkey?
no, because it is one round. So yes. So I am going. Silme reaches into her pocket and pulls out a small bag of sand, and she is going to grab into it. Are you 1 second seconding me?
It's until the start of your next turn.
Okay, solid. She's still gonna do this because she doesn't really have any other options. She's gonna grab into the bag of sand and she is going to throw it in his face and then try to run away. Pocket sand.
Pocket sand.
Oh
No.
No, it's just sand in his face.
Okay.
No, she will use no, she will. I was gonna say she used prestidigitation to make it bright, but no, it's just pocket sand.
Okay.
And then she's gonna try and run away. Should I make an attack?
Are you disengaging?
Yes.
Okay.
If I can, I don't know. I can do both. But yes, I'd like to. Let's just say that's for thematic.
Disengage is an action.
I know. Yes, I will do that, and I will try to run up to a druid.
I know that this is a really long combat.
Sorry.
I just need some mechanical.
Okay. Yes. Yes. So she is going to pocket sand and disengage, and then get as close to a druid as she can.
Interesting. Okay. That is past him and within. Okay.
So that is her action and her movement, and I don't have a bonus action right now, but yeah, she'll put the druid between her and the bad juju dude.
Okay, there are 2 druids left.
Sure, one of them.
Oh,
and she's gonna yell to her brother, Kefris! And she's gonna pull out one of the bottles of healing. Treats!
Interesting. Treats. That's cute. All right. So the druid is gonna kind of look at you, and he's obviously shouting at his berserker buddy as he's trying to continue the ritual. All right. Okay. That's interesting. All right, they seem to be reaching some sort of crescendo here. Kefris, it's you.
Can I maneuver around this barbarian to grab the blood spear?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, and it won't provoke?
I mean,
that is the real differential right now.
If it was far enough that you had to throw it, I feel like you would have had to.
The throw is 20 to 60, so I had 40-foot movement speed, so it would legitimately be if it was if it was 15 feet away, if I could still grab the spear and then turn around on the barbarian.
I'll allow it.
Okay. So I grab the spear, I turn on the barbarian. Did he use a reckless on me?
Yes, he did.
Okay. I'm a stab him back. 'Cause boy howdy, do I need this to land. Okay, so that is a 26 to hit.
Okay, yes, that hits.
Okay, so for 13 points of piercing damage and then 5 points of radiant.
Okay. This guy's still pretty fresh.
Stab him again.
Okay.
Wait, is there another druid that is within 20 to 60?
Yes.
Oh,
but,
I will.
These druids are also pretty fresh. Granted, wimpier than the berserkers.
I just have to keep stabbing the berserker.
Okay.
That's all I got. 19 to hit.
All right.
That is 11 points of piercing damage.
All right. Bloodied.
That's it. That's all I can do.
All right. All right. It is Oak first. Who's gonna chase after Silme? Yeah, he comes running around. He comes running around the druid to come and get you.
Silme's gonna try and keep him between them as they're fighting.
Just fucking juking.
Yeah.
All right, he's gonna try and get you.
That's fine.
7?
7 does not hit.
God. Okay. These guys do not have the druids just like stop it. Because he almost hits the druid.
Mm-hmm.
He's not about that life. God, okay. The other guy is gonna go for Kefris. And he's gonna reckless. $19.
Yeah, that hits. I go down. I'm at 1.
Okay. Alright. Would have been 4 damage.
I have 87 overall HP, so I doubt he murderizes me in a single go, but I am
Probably.
I am down.
Okay. Kefris is down.
First
All right,
time in Barovia.
Silme, it's you.
Shit. Oh, good. I need my brother for this. Silme is going to slip around the back of this druid and try and combat slide over to her brother. So she is provoking.
Okay. 18.
That hits.
Yeah, it does. Okay. 5 slashing damage.
I'll take it. It rips her corset on the side and the boning pops out. Ow! And she'll slide over to her brother, pop open the bottle, and pour a potion down his gullet.
So, in order to do so, you need to lift up the mask that
She
he has
just,
been
like,
wearing.
Pops it off.
He is crying.
Oh.
There are heavy tears that were coming down his face that he has been hiding with the mask.
That's something to unpack later. God. Just pour this potion down his face and like love smack him on the side. Kefris! We've gotta get this! We've gotta stop the druids! Silme is like, you've seen her hysterical before. This is like crazed.
Your hair isn't well kept at this point.
It's like,
oh yeah, no,
falling.
you got the Miss Frizzle do right now.
Yes,
We have
yes.
to stop the druids!
and she's gonna, as she says that, she pulls out the silver dagger from her belt and she's like, this is all I have left, let's do it!
And as this interaction is occurring, Kefris, you look up, the drums have reached they have started like going double time at this point, and then suddenly they stop. And the druids go silent, the berserkers drop their weapons and look up at the statue. And you hear the cracking and snapping of twigs as the statue just kind of slowly begins to move its head down. And it looks at the two of you. Its eyes are glowing a bright yellow. And all of the druids, all of the berserkers have just stopped fighting and will drop to their knees and prostrate themselves in front of the statue.
Solid.
And then
It's still on fire, yes?
it was put out.
Oh.
The statue, it's actually like charred and like missing some pieces here and there. I'll say that like it's probably missing like an entire arm. However, it begins to step forward. That is where we'll go on break.
Okay, I just have one question before going on break.
Mm-hmm.
Is it made of wood?
Yes, it is.
Fucking yes. All right. So with that, we are going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes. So don't go no place unless it is to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend tightly, and let them know that you love them. We are going to try and be back shortly. So thanks everybody for stopping by, and we shall resume. All right. Bye-bye! Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is the end of days, truly. I have regained 11 HP. It's Kefris under the mask. Today, take us away. Ah,
There's no audio, by the way.
There was audio. Now I have fixed it. I apologize. We're dying. There's a big scurry statue of Strahd that is going to come up and try and bork us. Was so great. So Kefris is going to stand up and put the reaffix the mask back onto his face. And he is going to take the axe that he had that cut down the big-ass blight tree, and he is going to rage and try and cut down this here statue.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Did you guys want to re-roll initiative, or did you want to keep your initiative?
I'm fine with the initiative I had. I can't do better than that, so...
Cool. All right, Kefris, you're at the top of the round.
Okay...
All of the druids and berserkers have prostrated themselves in front of this effigy.
I'm gonna pick up the blood spear on my way.
All right.
I need that. That is a natural 20.
Excellent. Roll some damage.
Okay.
I quadruple your dice, I suppose, because it doubles the dice against plants. And then you double it again for a natural 20.
Okay, so it is what is the axe? Because I don't have it marked down right now.
The axe has the same dice as a long sword. So if you're two-handing
okay.
it's a d10.
Okay, so I get 2d10 initially, and then I get an additional 2d10 because it tree, or because it would?
No, it's 1d10 because axe,
okay.
2d10 because it tree, 4d10 because natural 20.
Okay. Got it. Oh, and because this is my first attack in the round, I get 2 additional d6 of radiant damage.
Wonderful.
Because I crit
Continue.
on it.
That's more dice. So, yeah, on the crit. Okay.
I don't want these 2. I want these ones. Okay. Feeling good at the liquor store. Let's do this. Okay. So that is 32 points of slashing damage. And 11 points of radiant damage.
All right. Hold on. Okay. It is bloodied.
I make my second attack. Okay. That is a 22 to hit.
Okay. That definitely hits.
For a total of 21 points of slashing damage.
All right.
Gah! Gah!
It is still up.
I don't care. That's all I can do is just cut into this tree.
On its turn.
In the arms of the angels.
So, Kefris, as you're attacking it with the plant axe, this special axe that you got used to cut down the Goliath tree, not like 20 minutes prior. I feel like it's even like 10 minutes ago at this point.
Yeah, it was like 10 minutes ago.
2 weeks for us, but 10 minutes ago in real time. This has been a very dense hour for good old Keffy. As you are looking up into this thing's eyes, like its whole body is just kind of like a royal of, like, it's very textured and kind of like a rough shape of a woman. But the face itself is like very lovingly carved with like as much like detail as possible, to the point where like it is very clearly supposed to be Strahd. The eyes are glowing, like the eyes are just empty hollows that are glowing with a yellow light. And as you look up into those eyes, you get a feeling from the spear that you know the name of this entity, and it is called Wintersplinter.
Exactly what I wish its name wasn't. That's great.
And it's going to participate in its multi-attack. Yeah. Okay. All right. Excellent. Okay. Yeah. So it is going to step forward with one of its attacks and take out one of the berserkers. And it's going to take a step forward with another one of its attacks and take out one of the druids. And they are not fighting back at all. They're just kind of allowing this to happen.
Is it moving within threat range? Can I make an attack of opportunity? Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
technically, yes. Technically,
righteous.
it is stepping away from you if you were next to it.
I had to slash at it.
Have a go.
That is a 24 to hit.
All right, that'll hit.
That is 20 points of slashing damage.
Okay. Still up. And it's going to use its grasping root attacks on you and Silme. All right, well, that's a natural one for Kefris. Great. Oh. Actually. Okay. And a 19 for Silme.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. So as it's stepping forward, you can see that roots just go into the ground and just kind of and kind of Bugs Bunny their way towards Silme, burst out of the ground and just kind of wrap around her. And you are grappled.
Okay.
And whilst you are grappled, you're going to take bludgeoning damage at the start of each of your turns.
Solid.
Coincidentally, it is your turn, so
Okay.
it's time for the damage. 8 bludgeoning damage for you.
Cool.
Now, these roots have an AC of 15 and can be severed by dealing damage to them.
Solid. I know. Silme is going to look up at this thing and drop her pencil, and she's going to put out her hand and cast a spell around the stone that is in its heart.
Mm-hmm.
And she's gonna cast Frostbite. Needs to make a con save.
Okay. Really creepy. 16.
It makes it. This is fine.
Yeah. Kefris, your turn. Kefris, as you are like watching Silme being crushed by these roots, you feel the ground rumble, and you hear a distant sound. It is your turn.
Can I say something at the end of my last turn?
Sure.
She's going to yell out into the ether at her like most dire sounding voice, and she's just gonna say, "Bartholomew Petrovich, your contract with us is not fulfilled. Get your ass back here."
Amazing.
Kefris is gonna reckless. It is legitimately at this point like has blood spear in one hand, axe in the other, and he looks at the spear and in a sense of emotional conveyance says, "I'm sorry, friend." And then puts it across his back and then just rushes forward with the axe and just fucking like double hand jumping over strike into the leg of Strahd.
All right, let's hear it.
That is a 22 to hit.
Absolutely.
No, don't go away. So that is 17 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And 7 points of radiant.
All right.
And then second attack.
Go for it.
For a modified 20.
All right, we'll hit.
It's a fucking tree. I really hope that it hits.
It's a moving tree now.
So a total of 15 points of slashing damage.
Alrighty. Anything else for you?
No, that's it. I don't have a bonus action.
Okay. On the next turn, Wintersplinter is just going to kind of look down at you, like as though you are an ant, and it will raise its foot. However, it is not its turn. It is something else's turn. And on its turn, Baba Lysaga's creeping hut will come crashing through the wall and tackle Wintersplinter to the ground.
Kaiju fight! Kaiju fight!
And the two of them are trading blows.
This is why Arabelle did what she did on last Tuesday.
Danica will land next to Silme and cut the root that is grappling her and say, "Okay, that just got weird. We should get out of here."
Thank the gods!
And then, do you
Is
choose
it my turn?
I mean, we can. What I'm saying as a DM is that we can jump out of combat right now, and you guys can fucking get out of here, or we could continue this fight.
How bad does this thing look?
Very. Let me
You
put it
give
this way.
me this axe that attacks plants and you ask me to leave attacking a plant?
Okay.
How dare.
Silme's gonna back up, swallow the potion of healing, Speedy, and point to the thing and say, "That thing needs to die."
All right. Let me put it this way: whether you choose to stay or go,
Yeah.
you are going to. But this fight is over. Wintersplinter is way too low health. Wintersplinter has a CR of 7. Baba Lysaga's creeping hut is coming in fresh and has a CR of 11.
Solid.
Good on you, Arabelle.
Oh, shit.
So you guys can continue the fight?
Oh, yeah.
We're cutting away.
That's fine.
So Silme downs a healing potion, walks into frame next to Kefris. Kefris is kind of hefting the plant axe. The two of you look at each other and then just rush forward and 80s freeze frame. Amazing. Okay, Frankie, I love you, sweetheart, but you're gonna have to go down. Oh, big boy. Say hi to everybody, Frankie. Okay. Bartholomew.
Yes.
When you wake up, you are sitting on the walls of Castle Ravenloft, and you are watching the sunset with your best friend. She is not wearing her signature armor, so she looks kind of strange right now without it. And the two of you have just been two of you have had a long day. You're just kind of trying to decompress after this. And she's like, so, how are you feeling?
I mean, not too bad. It's strange not seeing your armor.
Yes, it is strange. I want you to know that I hope we can always be friends. And I'm going to go through with this, but while I will always be loyal to Barovia, my heart will always belong to her.
I mean, that's fine. I have plans. I don't want to see either of you two hurt. That's all.
Then why did you have the sword made? And then you awaken to the smell of a sizzling steak.
Good morning, sweetheart. I'm making waffles.
Sits bolt upright, stares at this strange man who called him sweetheart, and scrambles backwards.
It's fine. Don't worry. You're okay. We're safe here.
Looks down at his hands, like pats his body.
Yep. You're back to normal. Kind of naked. You are under a blanket. You look around. You are in a cave, it seems.
You're gonna want to be more careful with the clothes next time. They don't really expand really well.
Tyler,
Sorry, go ahead.
Would you like to describe your character?
Yes, I'd love to.
Crouched next to the bonfire with a waffle iron.
Yes, I'm playing Flint, the shifter barbarian rogue. He's a kind of 5'8" shifter. I don't know if they have shifters in Barovia, but he is, covered in hair. He's got a thick mane of brownish, reddish fur.
Like Teenage Wolfman?
Yeah, exactly like that.
Are you meaning Teen Wolf or Teenage Wolfman?
Teenage Wolfman. No, she was right. Teenage Wolfman.
Okay.
Not Teen Wolf.
Why not Teen Wolf?
I've never actually seen that show. It's a movie, isn't it?
Yes.
Doesn't he use his werewolf powers to become good at basketball?
Yes, he does. It's very entertaining.
Amazing. All right. Sorry to interrupt, but
I hate it.
That's the image that you kind of have, like the sort of like the hood of fur.
Mm-hmm. He's got like ripped clothing, a scarf. and pretty cracked and misrepaired glasses. And he's sitting over top of you.
Speedy reaches over for his crossbow, realizes it's not there, reaches over for his dagger. Shit, Silme has it. Who are you?
Well, I'm Flint. Who are you? Or actually, I kind of know who you are already. Is it your actual name's Bartholomew, right?
Yes.
Okay, because some people were saying Speedy, which doesn't sound like a name, but whatever you want to do.
We're in a cave, right?
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Bartholomew stands, but like holds the blanket around his waist.
Yeah, just take it slow. The first time can be rough.
I'm just gonna put a sticky note over LV's picture or camera so I can't see her reactions because she's having a blast with this.
I'm gonna mute myself.
I turned.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. Don't take it too seriously, though. I know some hunters are like really gung-ho about the thing, and honestly, like, what do you guys call it? Like going on vacation or getting a kindness? It's just so dumb. So, can you just take it easy?
He sits back down.
Don't worry, I got waffles being made. I think Indira is working on them right now.
You very clearly do not smell waffles.
Smells like steak. But he gets back up again and he walks.
I get that. Take it slow.
Do I have the heightened like scent perception?
I mean, I don't know. I have a question.
It persists.
Does
through
it?
via my class
is it a
feature.
part of your class feature? Yeah, then yeah, absolutely.
Do I smell Arena?
Yeah, it's faint, but she's been here. You smell something else too, and it's still here. And like as soon as you realize, oh shit, something else is here, you hear a growl behind you, of a very large creature. And you turn around and it's Sasha just crouched in the corner.
This is Ash, my new roommate. I picked her up recently from this really angry elf guy, and honestly, I don't like him, so she's going to be staying with me.
Great. Where is Indiro?
Is she not here right now?
She's actually doing a round.
Okay. Actually, yeah, she's out looking, or sorry, they're out looking, I guess, keeping us safe. We're probably kind of in danger because they're a recently changed werewolf and the pack just really doesn't like that. But we're mostly safe here.
When I was in the woods, there were 2 cents.
Yeah, Kirill and his gang was out that night. They are just the worst.
Great. He looks over at Sasha, looks over at Flint, and just makes his way to the furthest end of the cave and sits down, like tucking his knees up to his chest and just like waiting.
It's okay. You can take your time. I'll just get the waffles. It goes back to cooking.
And now that you've had a chance to kind of like sit down and start to process, Bartholomew, your body hurts a lot. Like, imagine like the most intense workout and then like the day after, like all of your muscles are sore. And you are ravenous.
Those don't smell like waffles.
I mean, everything's a waffle if you make it in a waffle iron.
What's a waffle iron?
It's this. And he pulls up a cast iron waffle iron.
Steak falls out.
I mean, you don't mind dirt. It's okay. Then he gets a plate or like a makeshift. Like,
you see
rock.
Bartholomew lick like his lip, like 5-second rule.
Yeah. Here you go.
Is it rare?
I mean, it's kind of rare.
It's
actually a little bit more.
What are you trying to make?
It's probably a little bit more done than he was intending because he was talking to you. So it's probably on the medium to medium well side at this point.
Just no manners, no thank you. Takes it by the hand and just like.
And it is really nice to finally find a recently changed werewolf and not have them immediately murdered by the pack, or not have them spit in your face and then run off to be with the pack. It's just kind of relieving. I'll tell you, the last guy, like, just total asshole. Just, the type of person you want to find out in the woods alone and near death so that you could finish the job, but then can't because someone else does it for you. But whatever.
Did he have a scar on his face?
Yeah, Laszlo, I think was the name.
Huh.
Yeah, you should have seen it though. He was like limping through the woods. I caught the scent like a couple miles out, and by the time I got there, woof, did not want to deal with that because Strahd was there, just poof, right through the chest.
What? Bit of steak falls out of his mouth.
Really takes the revenge out of it when Strahd gets to it first.
How do you know about me? You spoke as if you knew me somehow.
I mean, you were running around with the outsiders, and those are all the rage. Clovis was talking about you guys last time I was there.
You were at the party.
No.
No?
Clovis, the guy with two heads?
Oh, with Abbott. Okay.
Yeah, with the Abbott. He's a pretty cool guy.
I don't know about the woman, right?
Which one?
The one that the Abbott was making.
Oh, the construct. I don't know. Would Kefris have told you about that?
I would have told everyone in our party about the weird shit that the Abbott was doing, because one, Speedy was actually with Kefris for a little bit, and then Kefris would have told Speedy on the way back to the burgomaster's house about the weird shit going on in the abbey, because the last person to find out was Silme.
I would not trust the Abbott.
I mean, sure, him and the mongrel folk are a little unhinged, but they give me wine, so I can't really complain. Plus, Clovis is actually pretty good on the viol, so it's nice to jam out with them.
Another bite of steak, just staring.
But welcome to my cave. I'll give you the grand tour. This is it. I mean, looking around, it's a cave. There's like marks on the wall. It looks like he's been like counting days. The simple sleeping mat, like a cluster of his supplies. He's got like a pile of kind of old weapons that you can assume he uses. It's pretty simple dwelling.
Bartholomew throws the rest of his steak over to Sasha.
Well, that's just greedy of her. You ate earlier, Ash.
You keep saying Ash.
Oh yeah, that's what I called her.
I'm not gonna question it.
Who am I to assume what their actual name is? I can just call them whatever I want, though. So, how was the first time? Don't worry, you're going to get better at controlling it. It takes some time and a little bit of practice, But honestly, the moon kind of took me for a whole loop there too. I wasn't intending to change last night, but it happens.
Strahd did something to the moon.
Yeah.
Took me by surprise too. I thought the full moon was still 2-3 weeks out.
Yeah, 2.5 weeks. It doesn't matter.
I need some clothing.
I think I have a spare set around here somewhere. He's gonna go rummage about and find a spare set of traveling clothes that are probably a bit too small. I mean, Bart's not a big guy, right?
No.
Yeah, so it probably fits pretty well.
Passive perception.
16.
What's my passive perception?
Yeah, you.
Oh boy, my passive perception is 12.
Oh boy. All right. So whilst you're digging around looking for some clothes, Bartholomew, you hear footsteps coming up what sounds like a set of stone stairs, and a figure comes into view at the mouth of the cave, and is silhouetted briefly by some light coming from the outside. And then she steps forward, and it is Irina. And she sees that you're awake, and she goes, "Oh, good morning, sweetheart.
Nah, I beat you to it.
We were going to do that together."
Well, he woke up earlier than I was expecting. I burned the steak or the waffles because of it.
This entire thing with you has been an absolute shit show.
Well, that's what they called me when I was a kid. So,
oh my God, is he
to the
still
party.
naked? You told me you were going to give him clothes.
I'm looking for them.
She turns around and looks off into the distance.
Tosses you a set of clothes.
I swear to God, the both of you are just absolutely incorrigible.
Wait, what? What happened? Did you just looks over at Flint, looks over at her. Did you do something to me while I was...
No.
What are you talking about?
You said incorrigible, like something happened last night.
She almost turns around, but then she averts her eyes again. She's all like, "You think I would let anything happen to you? What do you think we are?"
He's
seriously.
arguing while putting on his clothes. Well, I don't know. Last night was kind of a shit show as well. I turned into a goddamn werewolf.
Besides, you're way too young for me anyway. Just putting it out there.
What, Flint looks like what, 30 something?
Yeah, he's definitely not. I mean, he's middle aged.
Finishes putting on clothes.
Any sign of anybody we should be worried about in Diro?
I did not see anything.
That's good. Then I probably threw them off my trail. Or not. Who knows?
Very encouraging.
You disappeared after Valaki fell, burnt. Speaking to Indiro.
Yeah, she's just kind of looking away, and she just kind of has a hand covering so that she can't catch you in her peripheries. Are you clothed yet?
No, I'm not. You didn't hear the shuffling of clothing and boots fall.
I don't remember what happened. There was fire. And then it was like when she charms me. And then when I awoke, it was this one.
Did he say hello, sweetheart, as well? And Bartholomew has gone over to the old weapons, and he's throws a broken longsword over his shoulder, throws a mace over his shoulder, picks up a short sword.
You could be a little bit more careful with those.
Rummages around for another short sword.
No, he did not. In fact, he berated me for evidently trying to walk into a werewolf den.
What?
Yeah, you should stay away from those. And by those, I mean that one because they're mean. And they're not fun. And I don't like them.
We have a lot to talk about, but first, where are we?
We're in my cave. Are you like talking geographically in Barovia? I mean, we're
Geographically in Barovia. How far is Yesterhill?
I mean, DM. How I assume it's like right at the bottom of the mountain, right? Is where his cave is.
Yeah.
Kind of scrolled away where no one can find it.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking at the map right now, and if you went directly east from Yesterhill, there's just a huge mountain right there, and I imagine you're squirreled away somewhere, like not high enough to be like cold,
but definitely not like on the valley floor.
Yeah. You see Selenka Pass there?
Has a map out.
LB's just like eyebrows furrowed. Yeah.
Yep. Right
around there.
Yep.
Where's Yesterhill on that?
Yesterhill
down
is
more?
Up.
That's she's pointing at Yesterhill.
Okay.
And then we are
and to the right of that.
No. Yesterhill is if you go completely left from where she was pointing, Yesterhill was right on the fold. So where she's pointing is where you guys are at. It's moving around.
Yes, that's Yesterhill.
That's Yesterhill right there.
And where she was
Great
pointing.
for an audio podcast.
Perfect. It's an audio medium, so you can tell.
Look, this is just what the audio cast missed. If you were a regular viewer, you would understand, but audio cast, you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna say.
Whoa! They're still regular viewers, okay? Let's not.
They're listeners. They're not viewers.
East of Yesterhill, north of Luna Lake.
Yes.
I need to get back to the hill.
Why? There's like the big evil ritual going on and a bunch of were-ravens fighting, and it just wasn't a cool time.
My friends are on that hill.
Oh, right, the outsiders.
You didn't tell me they were there.
I just woke up.
Didn't
I
know.
wasn't talking to you.
Oh.
She swats Flint in the arm.
Listen, I knew the location of the next. Oh. I think I cut out.
You're still. I still
there.
have you.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry, my screen. I knew the location of the next werewolf, and that's where I was going. I didn't know if there was going to be the outsiders there or not.
Wait, how do you know the next location of...
I mean, I could smell you.
Yeah. Indiro, it is not safe over there. She was there.
Yeah, and the outsiders are most definitely dead by now, so... Oh well.
She's going to reach under her breastplate and pull out the holy symbol of Ravenkind. And she says, the next time I see her, it's not going to be so simple.
Oh, Indira, I didn't know that you had one of the artifacts.
Yes, well, there is a lot of things I don't tell you.
Wait, you said that... Do I know that the werewolf den is also the den of Mother Night?
It's in... Well, hold on.
Further question. Does Speedy know that Kefris gave the symbol of Ravenkind to Indira/Irina?
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure that was a secret.
He just looks... Wait, what?
Kefris gave it to me before you all went to Castle Ravenloft.
And he didn't tell anyone.
I didn't know that. That seems a little...
I'm telling you right now, all the infighting is exactly how the last guys all died, so should probably be careful about that.
So the exact wording of the card reading was, look for a den of wolves in the hills overlooking a mountain lake. The treasure belongs to Mother Night.
Ta-da!
With the den of wolves, yes.
Cool. Is that
that's the Wizard of Wines?
is that by here the den you're about to walk into?
I mean, it's
No,
kind of
that's
far north of here.
Yeah. Yes.
Right, Barovian geography is bullshit. And he starts walking out of the cave.
Whoa! Slow down there, buddy. You kind of need to have like some time off, from recently becoming a werewolf and also not running into where you're going to immediately die and then leave me all alone again.
Listen. Remember when you said that there are hunters who are super gung-ho about like the kindness and taking vacations?
Yeah.
I'm one of those hunters. So
But
I'm going to get...
You can just be a werewolf in Barovia and just learn to control it, and it'll be fine. As soon as eventually you can control it enough that you don't even turn unless you're surprised by the full moon. And even then, if it's going to be the full moon, you can take precautions. So you don't need to like just run off to your death all willy-nilly.
And in the time it takes for me to train to learn to control this, if I hurt more people...
You won't, because you have me.
I still need to find out what happened to the siblings.
But they're outsiders. They're doomed anyway. Why are you going to go looking for them?
I have a contract, and I don't go back on that.
You sure this is what you want? You could just stay here and not... Indira, help me out here.
As far as I know, honestly, I'm kind of on Bartholomew's side here.
You're killing me.
I want to make sure that the Malrescas and Bellevue are all right. The only reason I think that Bartholomew should stay is because there's a pack of werewolves that are actively trying to hunt him down.
See? And they haven't found us here.
I can outrun them. I'm pretty fast.
They are also very fast because they are werewolves. I remind you. And listen, I'd love to get my hands on Kirill and, get get some revenge, but he's got his whole posse with him, and they're probably way more than it's worth to deal with.
Bartholomew takes a step outside and just says, I'll be back.
Well, I'm not leaving you.
He's just going to take a walk around and scout the area real quick. He's going to be on the lookout for ravens.
Okay.
I'm following him.
So is Irina.
This is not Caleb, guys. You don't have to follow him everywhere.
It doesn't matter. You are my fresh baby werewolf, and I will keep you from the wolves.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Keep an eye out for ravens, if there are any.
All right. They go for a walk. Siblings. So that fight went on for a little bit longer. I was looking at every webcam trying to figure out who was breathing, and I got to LB last.
She was out of spells!
I was like, where is this coming from? Okay, amazing. All right, so that fight goes on for a little bit longer. And the night passes completely, the night actually goes on for the full 12 hours. It was like time had been moved forward for the sake of this. like encounter.
At
Some point during the fight, Strahd just effed off.
We weren't paying attention to her, and after after the fight is done, Kefris just falls to his knees and just
You just peaked your mic so much.
I don't care.
Silme's gonna sit down next to Kefris and pull out a bunch of incense and shit, and she's gonna start casting Find Familiar. As much time as it takes, she's doing it right now.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that's an hour-long ritual.
It is an hour and 10 minutes.
Okay. So after an hour and 10 minutes, does Kefris just, like, is Kefris inconsolable for that full hour, 10 minutes?
He's gonna take a nappy poo.
After about 5 minutes, he grabs the top of the mask and just pulls it down onto the ground, and he just has tears streaming down his face. And he looks over at his sister and he says, "Where did he go?
Who, Kefris?
Why did he leave us?"
Who?
"Speedy."
Because he turned into a creature that he could not control. Kefris, I know this is a trying time, but Maybelle is stuck in a world of noise and destruction, and I need to focus. And she's gonna grab his hand, and she's gonna keep doing her movements while holding his hand.
And he just, like, limply has his arm going with Silme's until eventually he pulls it back, and he takes out the blood spear, and he takes Indiro's scarf, and he starts tying it towards the end where the spear point is.
I promise that when we are done, when I am done with this, we will handle things. I know that things look very bleak, but right now, this...
Sister.
Yes.
Focus on what is important to you. I am still here. And he stands up and he goes towards the large edifice of what was Strahd Wintersplinter.
Okay.
And with one hand on the blood spear where the gem is, he jabs the lower part, side, top, and reaches down with his clawed hand and just pulls out the gem and yells for Danica again, and this time head down, just holding the gem above his head.
Okay. Danica was up in Baba Lysaga's hut, speaking with Arabelle, and had retrieved the Valiant, and she will fly down, kind of snatching it out of your hand and land next to you, and now she's holding both of the stones. And there is just like a look of complete disbelief on her face, and she's like, "You did it."
No. We did it. It was never up to me. It was never up to Arabelle. It was never up to Rosalia. It was never up to any singular one of us. We did this. And we will do the same. We will unseat the devil, and we will make Barovia great again.
Demon!
What'd you say?
I said demon.
Amazing. Kefris, what is your passive perception?
My passive perception is fucking abysmal. It's probably like a 10, a base.
Okay.
Danica.
Yes, Kefris.
When the time comes, you have all the gems. What will you do with them? And he looks at her, just dead in the face. And again, he does not have the mask on. His eyes are puffy. He has tear streaks down his face that are just... The tears, the water has disrupted the dirt and the grime and the blood that has washed over him since he has taken on this quote-unquote role as the symbol of Barovia.
She is in the process of putting the stones away someplace safe, just into a padded bag. She sort of just looks off into the distance and says, that seems so far away. We don't even know where the first stone went.
Then we will
The Crimson was lost years ago.
Tell me, have you ever been this close before?
I mean, we only lost these two like a week ago, so...
And he just has this moment of like, it was only a fucking week? Rosalia said she lost it so long ago!
The first one was lost a long time ago. These two, we just lost them. Like, just now.
Danica.
Yeah?
Do not, under any circumstance, give up your faith. We are here. We are real. Strahd hates us. We have never been more real in Barovia. There are those who she does not even give a second look to. We have been invited to the castle, and we have left with our lives still intact. We are here. And we are going to make a difference.
She finishes putting away that gem, and she's going to put a hand on your shoulder. And say, I want you to remember this the next time things get rough.
The next time things get rough, I think I will willingly lose myself again. Don't worry, I will come back. But I will make sure that there is a wake behind me before I return. And he motions towards the felled barbarians and druids that met their end at the blood spear.
That is the most lycanthropic thing I have ever heard someone say.
Would you believe me if I told you I didn't turn into a wolf at a full moon?
I saw it, so I'm gonna have to.
And Danica. And he pulls her into a hug. Which, again, might not be the best of hugs because he is a spiny boy.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, thank you. I understand what you had to do was not easy. I understand that choosing between outsiders and Barovians is not an easy choice. But between you and I, I would have done the same. And at that, he looks her dead in the eye.
She reciprocates the hug and pats you.
If you find Speedy, let him know we are alive and that we miss him dearly.
We will find him.
And at that, Kefris is going to stagger over to the hut of Baba Lysaga.
Mm-hmm.
And in the doorway, look at Arabelle.
Mm-hmm.
Told you I wouldn't die. And then he's going to pass out and just fucking collapse off to the side.
Oh, shit. I'm 9. She's going to drag Kefris into the hut and take care of him. During this interaction, Silme, you get about halfway through your ritual when you see a blonde man in gaudy purple robes step out from behind a tree and just kind of stand there and lean against it.
Not the time.
So why are you doing this? Okay, covering his screen. Yeah, are you just like pointedly not looking at him?
She is acknowledging him without losing concentration on what she's doing.
Okay. So Escher is actually going to kind of like look around to see that everybody else is kind of distracted at the moment, and he's just going to kind of saunter out towards you and walk around you as you're doing what you're doing. So I heard that you and the boss had kind of a encounter. You are muted.
Kitten, sorry. Did you know
No.
about Leo?
Who's Leo?
I'm gonna insight check him if it's not gonna break my concentration.
All right, go for it.
Well, that's a 3. So let's see what my modifier is.
Mm-hmm.
It's +4, so 7.
Okay. He's going to make a charisma check of some sort. He seems genuine.
She'll continue with her spell.
He is actually carrying a bottle of what appears to be wine.
What do you want?
I wanted to meet with my sweetheart and give you some tokens of favor. And he puts down the bottle just kind of next to you.
Mm-hmm.
And like as you glance at it, you realize there's no liquid inside. But rather there is what appears to be a rolled up piece of paper.
Cool. She'll look at the bottle, look at him, and continuing with her spell, she'll just say, "Kiss me on the cheek."
He does so. And he lingers just a little bit too long.
Of course he does.
And he will actually take a step back and pull a ring off of his finger and say, "A token."
She'll accept it.
I noticed that you were missing a couple of yours, so I thought that maybe you would like one.
She'll take a glance around. Is anyone looking?
No. Nobody has noticed.
Nobody that she can see has noticed.
Mm-hmm.
She will use one of her hands to take his chin and bring him down and kiss him.
Mm-hmm.
and then usher him away and continue concentrating on what she's doing.
Okay. And he will like he's like he as he is like talking to you, he's doing like all of these really flamboyant gestures that makes it look like he is trying to like really put on the charm.
Yeah.
And he's all like, you know, she's gonna continue doing this.
Continue what?
This is her favorite part.
Breaking
This is as soon as as she realizes that the outsiders are going to be another challenge. She gets all giddy.
Well, let her get excited. I don't think she realizes what she's in for.
I sure hope so.
I hope I can count on you in the end. For your sake.
And he's just like, just remember me. And he'll bow to you very graciously, give you a wink and say, enjoy the wine. And he will walk back into the woods.
Solid. She will continue casting the ritual.
Okay. You complete the ritual.
But move the bottle like into her lap so it's not just sitting out.
Mm-hmm. So you have access to Maybelle's true name, which is, do you know Abyssal or Infernal?
I know. Neither.
Cool.
I know Draconic, Elvish, Gnomish, and Sylvan.
All right. So you don't know Infernal, but you know that her true name is basically just Maybelle in Infernal.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to speak her true name in order to summon her.
Mm-hmm.
And you do so. And this is the first time that you have really had to summon her back for real after having like perished. Ever. So like this is familiar in the sense that you have basically just done this only one time before. And there is, well, I don't know, how did you set up this ritual? You had to put out like some components and stuff.
Yeah, she had to put out there's scented or incense and candles and all that sort of stuff.
Okay. So the candles flare up, and between them a spot of hellfire basically just begins to burn, and it erupts into a tongue of flame. Mm-hmm. And a white silhouette of Maybelle appears there, and then it just kind of like as though like a piece of paper has caught fire. That glowing line just kind of trickles down that figure, and behind that glowing line, as though the light is just kind of getting burned away, her form becomes visible, and she just reappears floating in the air with her eyes closed, and she is deposited onto the floor, just like standing there. Mm-hmm. With her hands crossed, and she is still in her undead form. She's wearing her default maid's outfit, and she opens her eyes and looks at you, and they are
Sylvia looks like shit.
Black sclera, red pupil or red irises. Mm-hmm. And she looks at you and says, she kind of like looks surprised briefly, and then she puts on kind of like a polite face and says, oh, well, hello there, my name is Maybelle. I will I'm sorry, what can I call you?
Mabel. And she just hugs her like in the deep, loving embrace that lovers have. And she just hugs her and holds her really tight.
She like kind of stiffens up a little bit, and she's like, "Oh, Mabel, okay. Well, that's going to be a little confusing."
Mabel, and she like pulls back and like puts her hands on her face. It's me. It's Silme.
Oh, okay. So, Miss Silme. I am a first class hand servant devil. Sorry, I get nervous.
Wait, do you not recognize me?
Oh, have you summoned me before?
Yes.
Oh, okay. It appears that something may have gone wrong. If you are unhappy with the situation, then if you perform the ritual again, I can be replaced.
No. She's gonna grab her hand. Is the ring there?
Yes.
Look, Mabel, I gave this to you. Do you not remember me?
She kind of like squints and looks at you. She looks at the ring on her hand and kind of like looks surprised at the color of her skin. And she just kind of steps back from you, blinking. She seems confused. And she just kind of like looks down at her paper white hands, and she's like, I'm terribly sorry. It seems that I'm defective. You will probably want to replace me right away.
Mabel, do you really not remember who I am?
She tips her head to the side and looks genuinely sad and says, I'm terribly sorry.
My name is Silme Malreska, and I have summoned you before. You were in my service for many years.
Oh dear. This must be very hard for you.
Yes.
And she just kind of looks like confused and uncomfortable. She doesn't know what to do with her hands, and she just kind of opens her arms and says, do you want a hug?
No, it's fine. My hair has seemed to come undone. Would you mind fixing it for me?
And she brightens at the prospect of something that she can actually do about the situation. She's like, oh, yes, of course, Miss Silme. And she will get to work immediately. And I think that that's a good place to leave off for tonight.
Great! Thanks! All right. Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us on this wonderful ride. It has been an excellent session of taking Strahd seriously. Hey, Danae of DanaeKeener.com, take us away.
Hello, everybody. My name is Danae. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. I do nerdy drawings, mostly related to D&D and stuff on this channel. You can find me here on Mondays playing Coriander, the Elgin Paladin, or here on Tuesdays playing Strahd. Unfortunately, Tyler and I are having a wedding next week, so there's not going to be any Curse of Strahd next week. We're going to try very hard for the week after, so tune in then to see how all of this resolves.
Hey, so RJ, where can we find you? What do you do? Get that death stick out of your mouth.
Listen here, friends. Fucking out! Hi, everybody. I'm RJ here at this place of hell and hurt. You can catch me at RJustice282 on Twitter and Twitch, where I tweet about the nerdy things in my life, and I'm going to angrily tweet at DanaeKeener.com at this moment. You can catch me on Monday as Kalen the Shadowkai Cleric, who... Tuesdays here is Bartholomew. Sundays over at Pro Restar's channel with the lovely LBHackEmUp as we play through the Cypher system. And yeah, catch me over at Open for Adventure where I'm helping out with some stuff. I'm also streaming because stuff happened. I did the thing, guys. Yeah. DanaeKeener.com.
All right, let's go to our dear friend Flint.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tyler. I'm unfortunately getting married next week, so I'm sorry about that. You can find me at Frothy Inferno on Twitter, where I don't often tweet, but you can also always tweet at me and tell me how unsettling my characters are. And I'll be here next time we play, which isn't, unfortunately, during our wedding.
That's fair enough. LB, where can we find you? What do you do?
Hello, everyone. I'm LBHackEmUp. You can find me at LBHackEmUp on the Twitters and the Twitch. Fortunately, next week we won't be around because we will all be seeing each other for a wedding, which is going to be amazing. I don't know what's going on with those two. Apparently, there are things. But you can also find me tomorrow. Are we streaming tomorrow?
We are not streaming tomorrow.
We're not? You can find me on
because
Sunday.
That would break an NDA.
Yes. On Sunday, you can see me on G Game Nights with a K. We are doing Monster of the Week. And then after that, I am playing on Pro Restarter's channel, doing with our lovely RJ, doing the Cypher System game, which is... it's getting real. My character has collected 2 skulls at this point, which she uses as protectors when she sleeps under the bed. And then you can see us Monday on 4 Keeps, and then we'll take a little hiatus. So, yeah.
Hey, fella. How's it going? It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer, the showrunner here at twitch.tv/Indoor Adventures. Streamlabs says, hey, thank you Code Poet 85 for the follow. You chose a perfect time to do this because we are getting into the shit in our taking Strahd. Oh, that's such a good sound. We need to have better sounds for follows. So, Code Poet 85, thank you so much. Yes, I am the showrunner here. That means that you can catch me every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time at twitch.tv/Indoor Adventures. I am trying to figure out when I can have my 4th day. Whether or not that is Saturdays, Wednesdays, I will figure it out. But the easiest way to find out when this channel ends up going live is going to be by following me at IndoorWTF on the Twitter. However, we also have our Patreon set up. So if you go to patreon.com/Indoor Adventures, you can ask us questions as well as gain access to our Discord, which I have linked in the Discord chat below. So consider checking that out. But until then, hey, you have Nights in the Courtyard? Consider checking it out. Ask why I spiked the mic. All of these are valid questions. We are going to be going into that in relatively soon time. So, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much to all of these wonderful players for being willing to split the party, because Speedy, why the fuck did you run away? That's a question I'm going to be asking in Nights in the Courtyard that you can then answer. And until then, we will see you guys next time. All right, everybody. Bye-bye!